What's up with y'all, man? Peace and blessings. I hope everyone is doing well today. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. And, let's get into it. So, today I wanted to talk about how I used to care, but I don't anymore. And you might ask, what do you mean by that? What do you mean you don't care anymore? And this is what I mean. Like, I don't care about certain people anymore that I used to have in the past, right? So, I've had friendships where I've tried to be like the best friend I could be, or, I just try to, every time I meet somebody, I just try to help them out. And it just comes to a point where you don't get the same energy back in the relationship, or you don't, or you could just tell like something's off, or, some stuff is just not the same anymore. And, I had to come to a realization is like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't care about trying to bring back the relationship if I'm not getting the same energy back. I don't care about trying to restore anything. And it might sound bad, but at the same time, it's like, why would I try so hard on something that can't grow? And this is what a lot of people need to understand is when something can't grow anymore. Because a lot of people, we just try to stay until the end, but we're realizing that whatever the situation is, it can't grow from where it used to be, or it won't be the same anymore. And a lot of people need to learn how to let go. And I had to. It's a hard thing to learn. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to learn. But you know, to be honest, it's one of the best things you can learn too, because you have to realize that not everybody's for you. I've said that in a few past videos, but people come and go in your life for a reason. It's either to build you, or to make you stronger, or to make you realize something, or to give you, wisdom. And there's certain people that have challenges in your life, and you just got to realize that you got to realize what you was in that situation for. A lot of people like to downplay the bad in only their situations. It could be friendships, anything. A lot of people only think about the bad things that happen in their relationships. But I always tell people you need to think about the good things too. What did you learn from that person? How can you handle situations? How did this situation change you? And I just told a few people that not too long ago, because they always talk about how this person did this and that to them, or how the whole thing was just bad and I wish I never did this and that. But you got to be grateful for what happened. I know it sounds weird, but you learn something from that situation, and you learn how to move into your next relationship. And keep that in mind when you meet somebody. Yes, everything might not go your way. You might have arguments here and there, but like, be grateful that you know how to deal with certain situations now, and realize that that person came into your life for a reason, not just to be bad towards you, but you've had good times with that person that you're talking bad about. And remember those good times, because like I said, yeah, everyone has issues, but you just got to take the good and bad from every situation, and you just got to learn, and you just got to elevate from there. I know, like, everybody's not perfect, but I don't know why people try to hold everyone to all these standards. Like, what I realized not too long ago is, yeah, you'll meet somebody, but I realized that there's a certain point in time where, they just might go away from you. You might separate, you might grow away from them. And there's nothing you can do about that. So, I had to learn to really, just really like be in the moment with that person, and realize what I can learn from them, realize what they can learn from me. And when it's time to leave, like when the relationship ends, I had to realize like what I learned from it. And yeah, it's hard when the person leaves, but you got to be within yourself. And that's going back to the main point, where it's like, I don't really care anymore. And yeah, I know it sounds like, well, you don't really care about the people who left, or this and that. And it's not that I don't care about them. It's just, I don't care about what happens from now. This, does that make sense? Like, I don't, yeah, like, I understand, like, our relationship, like, it couldn't be the same back then. And, I already tried everything I can do, but after you do that, I don't care anymore. And the reason I don't care is because I realize there's nothing I can do. I realize that it won't be back to how it was before. And, people move on, and, people grow. And, there's more opportunities waiting for me, and there's more opportunities waiting for the other person as well. So, you can't take this stuff to heart, and that's what a lot of people do. I've said this in the past a few videos ago, that a lot of people take things to heart because they feel like they can't find anything better than what they had before. And I also said this, like, you have to change your mindset. You have to realize that, yes, I can find people that are better for me, but you can't do that unless you have the right mindset for it. Because if you're always thinking, oh, I can't find this person, oh, I can't do this and that, then you can't, because that's how your mind's going to react. That's how you're going to react to certain situations. But if you have the right mindset, like, oh, let me make this connection with this person, oh, let me go step out and introduce myself, then, you'll start to make those connections to meeting new people and stuff like that. And, that's what people need to understand. And, it takes a lot of work to get to that point. But understand this, like, you can't just live your life off one perception. And I say this just because, we need to learn from other people. We need to learn from our mistakes. We need to learn from, anything that we can. And the whole point of this is to become our best self. And how do you expect to become your best self if you can't put yourself out in situations, or you can't complete challenges, or you can't put yourself in front of a challenge? You become your best self by accomplishing things that you didn't know that you could accomplish, or you accomplish things that you knew you could accomplish because, you had a goal and you had the right mindset for it. And that's just how life is. That's how life works. And, we should, like I said, we should strive to be our best selves. And to be our best selves, you got to work on your physical and your mental. And you got to go through the heartbreaks. You got to go through the happiness. You got to go through the depression. You got to go through the anger. You got to go through all the emotions. And, a lot of people, they don't like feeling the emotions. And, you have to feel the emotion to understand the problem. And, a lot of people don't get that either. They always want to feel one emotion, which is happiness. They don't like to feel the sadness, the anger. They don't like to feel the emptiness. They don't like to feel anything like that. But like I said, you need to understand these emotions to become your best self. You need to understand these emotions to figure out how to deal with the next situation. You need to figure out these emotions to know if you want to help people later in life, you need to figure out how to use these emotions to help this person. Like, you need to understand, you need to figure out how to use the emotions to help yourself at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, we only have ourselves. And if we can't understand ourselves, then how do we expect to help other people? Or how do we expect to reach this happiness that we all want? Or how do we expect to get rid of the anger that we all have? All of us have some type of anger. All of us have, some type of deep emotion that drives us, or, that kills us in the inside. So, realize these emotions and figure out what you need to do. And, use that emotion to your advantage. Like, for example, when I was trying to lose weight, I had a lot of anger, I had a lot of depression, I had a lot of sadness, everything. I had to understand these emotions and, figure out, oh, this is what I have to do. I need to change myself. I need to do this and that. I need to do this every day. I need to go run every day. I need to eat different. I need to do this and that. And this is what you need to do with whatever problem you're going with. I'm not saying, like, it could be losing weight. It could be anything. It could be studying. It could be, you might have a relationship issue. If you want to do that, I need to do this and that with this person. I need to, I need to communicate more. I need to, take her out more. Stuff like that, little stuff. You got to change the little stuff before you can make it big, right? And, if you, like I said, use those emotions to your advantage, because if you do it correctly, then you'll build something out of greatness, and you'll actually be proud of yourself, and you won't feel those emotions as much. And the thing is, this is the best part about it. When you feel those emotions again, you'll know how to work around them because you'll know how to use them to your advantage. That's what I do now. So, keep that in mind also. And yeah, like I said, don't take any of this to heart. I know you're going to lose people, you're going to gain people, but at the end of the day, you just got to realize that you can't care too much for a certain person. And, well, I mean, you can, but if they're not doing anything to help you, they're not doing anything to elevate, or, they're just there, I guess, you can't really care too much because it's going to destroy you. And, that's a whole video because, I've been through a situation where I cared too much about a person and it was destroying me in the inside. Bro, it's not a good feeling. And if you know that feeling, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that's like the only person you can think about whatever you're doing. You know how it makes you feel. It doesn't make you feel very well. And especially like if y'all break away and y'all don't talk anymore and this is the only person you had your eyes on, this is the only person you really cared about, and they just leave your life or whatever, like, that feeling is unbearable. But you have to grow out of it and you have to use everything to your advantage. And that's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. Like and subscribe. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you continue doing well. Keep prospering, and try to be your best self because yourself is the only thing you have at the end of the day. So be safe out here, and peace and blessings.